Medic bunker up for the Germans. And once more the Volksgrenadiers apparently try to cross the road, taking in fact extra damage as this is negative cover, meaning they are easier targets. So that should be noted. One should be careful about crossing the road like that. And good lord, we see a howitzer right here. And where will it fire? Right here, in the hopes of catching some of all these nice juicy Volksgrenadiers. All nice targets out in the open, but apparently not hitting a single one, only notifying them, oh hey, he has a howitzer. Certainly removes the element of surprise, since that is certainly one thing that can be good about the howitzer. That is the simple element of surprise, when all of a sudden, oh dear, I have howitzer rounds landing right amongst my troops. Stormtroopers sneaking in, perhaps to drop a bundled grenade among these riflemen. Yes, bundled grenade going off, killing only one rifleman, but really wounding the rest. Further fighting here as Volksgrenadiers once more trying to take the fort. Not a single one equipped with MP40s, which I think with all of these Volksgrenadiers he actually has, I think he could do with some of them with MP40s, so the riflemen and rangers aren't so tempted to charging right into his own troops. And looks like we have a bit of skirmishing in the east. Riflemen being surrounded and outnumbered by all these Volksgrenadiers, but certainly taking a toll on the Volksgrenadiers, killing a few before retreating. And sticky bombs are now available, and we see a Krieg barracks. Curious as to why, and we see another heavy machine gun team falling into the hands of the American 4th Infantry Division. Certainly not good, still no MP40s. Plenty of bundled grenades though. And we still see most of the fighting going on along this road at the entrance to the suburban area. And we see another howitzer round going in, hitting absolutely nothing. Had he aimed it at the base right as all of these Volksgrenadiers were retreating, of course, it could have been a lot more devastating. And we see the Volksgrenadiers being quite bold, moving in, trying to perhaps cut off the American commander from his part of the map right there. Could be. Or looks like he's just trying to keep his Volksgrenadiers together, which is certainly a good move. Volksgrenadiers taking on these engineers who are trying to seize the munitions points. Not looking good for the engineers against these Veterans 3 Volksgrenadiers, who do not gain elite armor and are thus not more susceptible to catching on fire. We see the riflemen quickly ousting the Volksgrenadiers and perhaps stopping, meeting the defensive line of all these Volksgrenadiers. We don't know, but we have further fighting going on here. And we see a pioneer team being made quite the target out in the open. Riflemen taking quite a few losses from all of these Volksgrenadiers, and of course the few stormtroopers. Another pioneer grenade going off, not hitting anything. And we see a bit of fighting in the east. Looks like there's certainly a lot of critical mass from all these Volksgrenadiers, and not much luck in actually cutting down their numbers in terms of squads. And these riflemen are easily outnumbered. In fact, perhaps seeing some howitzer fire from here. Yes, there we go. Might actually hit someone this time around. Another BAR dropped. Oh dear, he just does not have any luck with those howitzer around, it seems. Really should perhaps try aiming a bit more forwards instead of trying to aim directly at where he last saw the enemy force, perhaps instead trying to predict where they might move and thus actually hitting someone. In fact, the howitzer is looking awfully exposed right now, in with MG42s covering it. But we'll have to see. And let's have a look at Mr. Garzia and see what he's up to. Volksgrenadiers charging southwards in a large force, and we see Grenadiers now. Not entirely sure where he would get those now. Another MG42, no MP40s being equipped to any of his Volksgrenadiers. One team being caught in the face of this vast infantry force. Volksgrenadiers in negative cover, but quickly getting out of the water. but nonetheless getting cut down by the BAR. Grenade going off, killing further Volksgrenadiers. Now they're faced with a Veterancy 3 rifleman team, quite deadly. And they do have 27 Volksgrenadiers to their name, certainly nasty. Thought we had an MG42 team there, but it looks like it has retreated towards more defensible position. Grenadiers moving in with the Volksgrenadiers, but quickly forced back. Stormtroopers moving in with an MG42. Plenty of company command points. Perhaps he might be wanting to go for the Tiger tank. Certainly has the points for it, I believe. Just needs some manpower. And we see a large fight breaking out right there. Assault going off, stunning plenty of Rangers and damaging them. But looks like the Volksgrenadiers are taking plenty of damage themselves. Looks like a large part of the wall went up in smoke. Volksgrenadier team is lost in the fighting. First Volksgrenadier team is down. Stormtroopers barely making out of there. Pioneers looking in a very dire spot. MG42 firing away, and looks like this attack from the Volksgrenadiers has also ended badly. More dead Volksgrenadiers trying to desperately get out of there, but running a gauntlet between all of these automatic weapon equipped American troops. And another team is lost, with another team looking very, oh goodness gracious, 3 Volksgrenadier teams lost in this massacre, in this absolute massed attack. Quite incredible, and I do believe this might be the break Mr. Cheezburglar has been looked for, with 3 teams of Volksgrenadiers down the drain. Grenade going off, perhaps killing a few, just one. Still quite noticeable. And quite deadly. Now trying to replace them with Grenadiers though, which is certainly not a bad idea, as Grenadiers are certainly much more tougher, but at the same time not good to suddenly begin losing Volksgrenadiers in such large numbers. MG42 setting up for a defensive position, opening fire on the riflemen, suppressing them. Riflemen quickly dropping down, not keen on eating bullets. And we see a small attempt, and actually moving up the east, and hard rounds raining in, actually killing someone this time. Absolutely amazing. And killing an MG42 member. MG42 not pulling back, instead trying to get back to a slightly more secure position. MG42s of the Americans opening fire here. Volksgrenadiers charging in, no, hitting a mine but not being suppressed, quite unbelievably. Which I do recall actually some of the Veterancy upgrades in fact give the Volksgrenadiers resistance to suppression, and there we go. MG42 cleared out by assault grenades, and Volksgrenadiers not looking good. The howitzer may in fact be swarmed and overtaken by the German waves, and perhaps the Germans might retake that MG42 from the Americans. Veterancy 1 for this heavy machine gun team, and might want to get that out of there actually. But riflemen are moving in to try and save the situation a bit in the center, as well as riflemen overtake a few Grenadiers. Ranger machine gun not looking good, but the riflemen are not close enough to force the Volksgrenadiers to reconsider their position. Grenade going off, killing a Volksgrenadier. Another MG42 setting up in an overwatch position, protecting this one as it was taken, and probably going to get away. Yes, indeed. Ranger MG cleared out. Looks like another Volksgrenadier team is out. Yes, indeed. And we see the howitzer firing away, possibly into the German base. Yes, hitting right into the path of the retreating German troops. Quite spectacular. Killing a lot of Volksgrenadiers. Absolutely horrific. And another team is lost. Mr. Cheezburglar is certainly finally hitting something with all those howitzer rounds after probably a lot of practice shots. Good show, Mr. Cheezburglar. 4th Infantry Division finally taking some names, as Kampfgruppe Garzia is finding itself in deeper and deeper troubled waters, as many of the Volksgrenadiers are being lost, and the replacements of more veteran troops can't really make up for the sheer numbers of American infantry facing them anymore. Assault grenades going off again, stunning at the Rangers a bit. Volksgrenadiers moving in. Stormtroopers still firing away, although taking some losses on some points. More parts of the stone wall going away for this little house. Only going to cost a lot in renovation. Grenades going off. Grenadiers caught out in the open. And while elite armor does provide some protection, it's not going to help you much if you're out in the open and being fired on by BARs. by veterans, the 3 riflemen. Quite veterans, American infantry, and we see a grenade going off, killing 1 MG42 gunner. And a lot of command points, but he's not using them. And what is this? A large armored force by Mr. Cheezburglar, probably expecting some sort of Tiger tank being called in, but it has yet to materialize, because apparently Mr. Garzia is only interested in the stormtrooper team, one single one, and the assault grenades, not for example the Tiger, which really could have made a difference much earlier. Instead, apparently neglecting it, and we see the Opel Blitz is apparently bobbing up and down from the sheer tremors from this howitzer, which is now completely known and being focused down by the Volksgrenadiers, looking to silence it, and because of its exposed position and certainly more discreet position, could end up being used against the Americans if Mr. Garzia is quick-witted enough. But no, he ignores it. He ignores the howitzer. He ignores the MG42 as well. Good lord, Mr. Garzia, what are you doing? And we see some of the American armor charging in. M10 taking a few Panzerschreck losses. One charging right into the throng of German infantry as well, also taking a bit fire as well. Stormtroopers hiding in the